Chef for sponsoring this video. I'll be talking later about how they've been helping me try new recipes with high quality ingredients. Hello and welcome back to the Bliss Bean. I hope you guys are doing well. Whether you came to this video because you are feeling stuck and the title spoke to you, or you're just curious about what changing your state means, I hope today's video can give us all a little boost to shake us out of our routines. From my channel, you can very easily tell that I live for routines, and it's not something that I do because all the other productivity YouTubers have routines. I know that I function best and I'm happiest and most creative when I have the structure in my life. Having routines helps you build powerful habits, reduces decision fatigue, because more routines means less decision making, means more brain power for more important things. But I think breaking routines can actually be just as important. Now, this doesn't mean slacking on your habits, but rather purposefully changing your state. It's kind of like the saying that you have to learn the rules in order to break them. So I feel like you have to establish good habits and routines so that you can then play with them and break them once in a while. Often we limit ourselves to thinking that only huge life-changing changes will get us unstuck, like walking into your advisor's office and changing your college major or moving to Australia. But that kind of thinking can paralyze us from taking any action. There are also very small things that we can do to change our state, to change up our daily routines and try new things. So first of all, what can you do right here, right now? I believe it was Tony Robbins who coined the term changing your state to describe the technique of changing your physiological state in order to change how you feel. For example, one thing you can do is smile really, really big. You should probably go to the bathroom or something so that no one becomes concerned about you, but activating those cheek muscles kind of tricks you into feeling better even if you don't feel like smiling. You can also listen to a song that really hypes you up. So I know a lot of people like to listen to sad music when they're feeling sad, and if that works for you, cool. I kind of like to use music to balance me out, so if I'm feeling sad, I'll put on something that's the exact opposite, or conversely, if I'm feeling a little nervous, a little anxious, then I'll put on a calmer song. Take a look at your posture as well, because when we're nervous or feeling down, we tend to hunch our shoulders and try to make ourselves smaller, so instead, bring your shoulders back.
Chins up, smiles on.
A lot of us are quite sedentary all day, so another thing you can do is just take a break to jump around. This is probably another thing you should only do if you're alone. I feel like this is something little kids are really good at. I remember when my brother was littler, he's still little, and he'd be playing on the computer, he would just stand up randomly and start hopping around. So little kids don't need to be told oh, set a timer for 20 minutes to look at a point 20 feet in the distance for 20 seconds to rest your eyes. They just do that kind of stuff because it feels good. So channel your inner kid and give yourself the movement that you need. And finally, adopt a power pose. I used to do this in FBLA before I gave presentations, the peak of my business career. A few minutes before I was scheduled to go on, I would literally go in the bathroom and go in a stall and just stand like this. When you're nervous, you want to make yourself small and just disappear, so counteract that by making yourself as big as possible and stretching out. Alright, in the next category, I want to talk about some experiences that you can try to get yourself unstuck. So one thing you can do is try some sort of a challenge. Right now, I'm reading Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport, and in that book, he explains how to do this 30-day digital declutter that I really want to try. In the past, I've done the Couch to 5K program, the Whole 30, the 30-day yoga challenge, 30 days of eating vegan, the Chloe Ting 2-week shred. I think that's it. You just have to follow the instructions, and when you're done, you feel super accomplished, and it might make a permanent change in your habits. You can also design your own challenge. So what is something you want to get better at? Maybe you want to write more or get better at drawing. So you could do one illustration a day for 30 days, or writing 2,000 words per day for 30 days. I'm the type of person who would quite literally not mind eating the same breakfast, lunch, and dinner if it tastes good and makes me feel good, so I can very easily fall into a rut with my food, but I try to shake things up once in a while. So I want to thank Green Chef for sponsoring this video. Green Chef is a USDA certified organic company that makes it really easy not only to try new recipes, but to switch up your meal plan between their paleo, plant-powered, keto, and balanced living plans. Even a pro chef like me needs guidance sometimes, so it comes with these really easy to understand instructions with photos. I accidentally used the chicken for the pork chop recipe, so no amount of clear instructions could have saved me from that mistake, but everything still turned out really delicious, don't worry. The ingredients come pre-measured, pre-portioned, and mostly prepped, so you don't have to worry about doing the planning, the grocery shopping, and that saves so much time. One of my pet peeves about trying new recipes is that you'll buy some sort of a new ingredient you don't normally use, and then you don't know how else to use it, so the leftovers just sit in the fridge and go bad. Like parsley. Why is parsley sold in like restaurant-sized, commercial-sized bunches? Who uses that much parsley? Anyways, it was really fun to make these recipes for my family so that we can finally stop eating the same rotation of 5 meals.
I think the presentation is lovely.
And the food was delicious, and even more delicious because you know that the ingredients are high quality and sustainably sourced. You can use the code BLISS80 to get $80 off your first month plus free shipping on your first box. Just go to greenchef.us/bliss80 to redeem and for more details. A while back, before quarantine, I tried this dance class. I did a hip hop one and a heels one. Heels one, I came this close to spraining my ankle, but it was still really fun. I never shared those videos or anything about that on social media because I'm not great at dancing. So I was like, if those videos stay in my Dropbox forever and never see the light of day, I'm perfectly fine with that. But you know what? I think dancing is just good for the soul, and you don't have to be good at it in order to enjoy it. And even just aside from the dancing, it was just this whole experience of going downtown, which I don't do that often, and being in this cool hip dance studio and being pushed out of my comfort zone because they made us dance in really small groups while everyone else watched. I hated that kind of, but it was definitely a good challenge for me. You can also try signing up for some sort of event. So you can go to a website like Meetup or Eventbrite or Facebook. I used Meetup when I was in Spain. So I found this really cool hike. I carpooled with these 3 older women who basically adopted me and said, "You're gonna be our daughter for the day." They helped me practice Spanish, and we drove out to the mountains, and I almost threw up in the car, and it was a really long and tiring hike, but overall a fun experience. And then I also did a language exchange. That was so difficult, so very, very difficult as an introvert, but I pushed through my fears and got to talk to some really nice people. I was alone in Spain, but if you're nervous about going to these sorts of events, try going with a friend. In general, this idea or this tip will have to wait until the pandemic is over unless you find like an online hike, which I don't think will be as fun as an actual hike, but just keep it in the back of your mind for the future. Maybe there's someone in your life who's more of an acquaintance and you want to get to know them better, so reach out to them, schedule a little chat. I think it's really cool to talk to someone new and just get like a new perspective on life almost, and you never know what friendships could blossom from that. I literally don't know if I have hobbies. That's something I need to work on. I feel like these days it's really easy to fall into the trap where everything you do is for some end goal, whether that is career related or personal development related. So I would love to have something that I enjoy doing that is purely for fun, just for me. So some ideas for hobbies you could try. I used to be really into pen paling. I used to knit, not super well, but I was 11, so give me a break. You can try calligraphy, drawing. I feel like embroidery is popular these days. Crochet, macrame. You can learn how to play an instrument, maybe try some sort of a physical skill like yoga, figure skating. Something social like doing an improv club, Toastmasters, joining a book club. If you're not sure how to actually start a hobby, you can always take like a little baby step into it. If you go on YouTube and just search like how to start blank, someone will have a guide, or you can check out a library book. Basically, just stop thinking about starting it and take a step towards it. Imagine how cool it'll be when someone asks you what your hobbies are and you actually have an answer. That is my goal. Something I like to do is save articles that catch my eye throughout the week so that they don't distract me, and then I can read through all of them on Saturday. I noticed that my motivation tends to take a little dip around the start of the weekend, so I thought, what if instead of doing this article reading at home, I went to a coffee shop? That would be fun. And I'm definitely not going for the coffee. I drink instant coffee with almond milk, which I can do at home for pennies. I'm really going for the environment of the coffee shop. I heard about this concept somewhere that you can be an introvert but still want to have access to people. So I identify very much with that. I generally like being in environments where I'm surrounded by people, but I also have like my own little bubble within that, and I don't have to interact with any of those people if I don't want to. I actually used to change my wallpaper every single Sunday like clockwork. Now I just do it whenever I feel like it, but it's a little thing you can do that makes a big difference, because how many times per day do you pick up your phone? Maybe you can set it to some little inspirational quote or some images that inspire you. My desktop wallpaper is like this vision board that I created, or you can set Jungkook as your wallpaper. That also works. This is something I loved doing when I was little. I would sketch out my bedroom and then measure out my furniture and make like these little paper pieces that I could move around to plan different layouts. When I would get tired with my wall art, I would take it all down and look through the little pieces of stationery or magazines that I had and find new stuff to put up there. You definitely don't need to spend money on like a big remodel. There's little things you can do to upgrade your environment. I've been hearing a lot about this idea of like purposefully making your body uncomfortable through ice baths or saunas or things like that. If you don't have access to like cryotherapy or a sauna, you could take a cold shower in the morning. That's something I do for 30 seconds every morning. Or you could just step outside in the winter if you live in Wisconsin. And finally, exercise. So I'm sure I don't need to tell you that exercise has mental health benefits. I like going to classes at the gym because it combines changing my environment, being around new people, and listening to energizing music all into one. And finally, you don't necessarily have to break your routine, you can just change your routines. So take your morning or evening routine, for example, take out a step, add in something new, rearrange something, change the music that you listen to in the morning, drink tea instead of coffee, take a new route on your walk. Journaling helps me a lot with stuff like this because when I put these ideas in writing, I can better implement them. They don't just pop into my head and then fade away. I can actually take action on them if I write them down. So I hope this video sparked some ideas for you. With the pandemic, we have to get creative about how we structure our days because it really is not just a physical health crisis, but a mental health one as well. So please take care of yourselves. I'm sending you lots of love. Don't forget to check out Green Chef. The link is in the description, and use my code BLISSBEAN80 so that you can get $80 off your first month and free shipping. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next week. Wait, no, I'll actually see you on Friday. See you on Friday. Bye!